Gonna pause. Sip of coffee. Okay, so it seems like my feed is now started. Hey everyone, welcome to 2020 Make Some Money. I'm Nicole, and today's video is actually we're going to take a little break from working on our computers. I know the landing page thing, you guys, I'm still working on mine. It still doesn't feel ready yet. So what I want today to be about is getting some photographs ready for the marketing that we're going to do. Now, yesterday, aka day 5, I had you write 10 social media updates about the kinds of things you wanted to say about your product or service that you're going to be selling on your landing page. Now, what probably happened as you were writing these is you were thinking, oh, I don't have a picture of that, or oh, how is that going to look? Like, how am I going to make that look? And that's what today is about. So let's talk a little bit about options. First of all, I get it. It's a pandemic. We're at home. I'm at my mom's house, so that's even better. Hello, sweater from day one. And so what we need to do is get a little bit creative here. So the first thing is, obviously, I am selling the Potato Pandemic Cookbook as my first product. Now, I get it. It's an ebook, so I'm not like printing it or anything, but I need to sell this idea of the potato pandemic. So I need to take some pictures. Now, some of them can involve me, right? And I've got my potato friends here. Now, obviously, if I want to strike a certain tone, like if I wanted a silly photo, I would do something like this. Now, keep in mind, and it's so funny, people are like, oh, just Photoshop that out. Like it's easy. It's easiest to kind of set up the perfect, well, not perfect, to set up a plain setup before you take your photos. So not to take you on a road trip here, but behind the desk is a bunch of shelves. But if I took the picture from here, suddenly the background's a little bit more pleasing. Now, remember, we also have the remove background feature. So if you are kind of the dominant thing, your background's a little bit blurry, you will be able to use that remove background tool. So, I could take silly potato photos. I could take more wholesome potato photos. You get the idea. If you just try to use stock images, you're going to look like, I don't know, a bit of a spammer. So we need some personal stuff mixed in here. Now, if you're not, also too, if I'm taking a series of pictures of myself, change your location, change your outfit, go outside for some of them. Like I said, it's going to feel kind of silly, especially if you're doing this by yourself, that you're like giving yourself a photo shoot. But really what it is if you have some kind of personal photos of you and your service or you and your product, you can actually mix in a little bit of stock images with it, and it can look pretty good. So watch, by the way, if you want some kind of assignment as you're surfing your Facebook or Instagram feed, pay attention to those 60-second videos you see go by. Some of them will be of the person holding the product that they're selling mixed in with some stock footage. Like, just pay attention to that. And once you're looking for it, you'll totally notice it all the time. But you need some of you and some of you, showing your product. Now, the other thing you can do, obviously, when you take the photos is, let's say it's you kind of opening the box with your product in it. You could always zoom in on the hands opening the box later on, right? So think of, you can do detailed, you can do kind of macro, micro shots. I'm not pretending, by the way, I'm a photographer. This photography is for use in our marketing. So that's what we want to think about. Now, besides like pictures of you with the product or service, the other thing you can do is called a flat lay. Now, I attended a really interesting free online training yesterday called Slay the Flat Lay, which I thought was awesome. I'll link to it when I post this video to the 2020 Make Some Money website or YouTube. But point is that a flat lay, which I'm sure that now that I'm telling you about, you're like, I think I know what that is. It's where they kind of style the products, and they have, a background or something like that. And what I learned in that class is that they use kind of heavy paper to lay things out, or they use things like cloth, napkins or things like that to kind of create an interesting texture. They use peel and stick tiles. So like, if you think about, kind of making your product look interesting, like I said, I'll link to some flat lay things. But part of maybe if I would make a flat lay about the Potato Pandemic Cookbook, You know, I obviously would include my friends, the potatoes. I believe they're Norland Reds, by the way. People were asking about the kind of potato. Bag of Norland Reds. And then I would also include in the flat lay, we've been taking all of our pictures on these dishes. Now, these dishes are awesome. They belong to my Aunt Peg, my child-free, cool Aunt Peg, and my mom has them, which, so we've been kind of, even though that we could have photographed them all on white plates, we've been photographing everything on these plates because they're kind of special to us. So, and obviously, you know, I have pink in my brand because I like pink. So it kind of works out okay. You know, so I might kind of lay some stuff out like on that plate and take it kind of from above. That's the idea of the flat lay is essentially most of the photos are flat and they're taken kind of from above. So you could flat lay your product in different situations. So I'm just trying to think. Maybe you have, I'm just trying to think of something here. Oh, maybe you have a scarf, you know, or something like that. You know, and so maybe you have the scarf and then you have a pair of sunglasses and like a hat, you know, with one color background. And then maybe you have the scarf with a pair of glasses and some slippers. So it's like a more cozy look kind of version of the scarf with another kind of background. So you get the idea. What you want to do here is you're going to basically try a lot of things and then you're going to see what works. And our goal today would be to get 10 usable photographs. Now, like I said, they don't have to be perfect. And if you feel like they need to be perfect, this 2020 project is probably not working well for you because you're spending hours on it. And, you know, and I get that some of these things that I've thought about do take more time than I was expecting, to be completely honest. But at the same time, we have to, at a certain point, say, this is good enough, and that's okay. So what I want is like, think about the kinds of updates that you wrote. So like in my case, if I say, oh, you know, there's photo recipes from different countries, I might want to, you know, make a photo, you know, I might want to get a little flag or something sticking into the potato of maybe, I don't know, France or something, or some of the other, you know, potato recipes, you know. So if you've got like a printer, if you've got some objects around your house, if you've got like cute pets that you could take advantage of, that's my dog Brandy, then feel free to do that. She just came in from outside. Her second dog Butler just let her in. So yeah, so the goal of today would be to, you know, use today as a bit of a catch-up day if you're still working on, you know, the landing page or setting up, you know, making your Facebook page, filling it out, or filling out your Instagram. And then, you know, get a couple of photos ready to go, because tomorrow what we'll do is we'll work with a few photos and we're going to start putting those, the written text that we've written for our marketing with the photos that we are taking pictures of today. And we're going to start basically creating a little bit of a marketing campaign to launch our new landing page website, whatever that is. And if you guys have, I don't know, specific photo challenges or like trying to come up with ideas, just feel free to leave a comment below this video, and maybe, you know, other people can also kind of help you brainstorm. Looking at similar kinds of businesses online can be helpful, especially on Instagram. So like if you're a fitness trainer, if you're, I'm just trying to think. So if you're a fitness trainer, like look at other fitness trainers, and maybe you'll see some stuff and think, oh, you know, I really don't like the way they do that. But maybe that'll give you an idea of kind of what makes your fitness training different. So, you know, so maybe you're going to throw your yoga mat on top of the snow. We got snow yesterday, by the way, like a blanket of snow. It's insane. Like, so I'm probably going to go outside and take some pictures. Do you see all that white? That is snow. And way in the foreground is Canada. So anyway, so I might take some outside photos today because it looks super pretty out with all the trees. But yeah, backyard's fine. Your office is fine. Yeah. So anyway, so take some photos today of your product, kind of with different sort of scenes of you with your product, of other people with your product. Get their permission. Don't just post pictures of people on the internet without their permission. It's not very nice. And use today to kind of catch up on the previous days. And like I said, the goal is 10 usable photographs. And if you want to take, if you're like that kid who likes to get extra credit, take some video. Maybe it's a video of you like holding the potato going like this, in that boomerang sort of like back and forth mode. Maybe it's, video clips of you kind of working with your product or, doing your service. That's just for the extra credit kids. The rest of us regular kids are just going to take 10 still images, whether it's just a regular image, whether it's a flat lay, whether it's, and we're going to use them in our marketing tomorrow. So have a great rest of your day. This is me on video very rarely. I even put on lipstick for you guys. I know. Have a good one. And I hope that this class is going well for you. We're going to have feedback about this at the end of the 20 days, mainly because I'm kind of taking the comments as they come in and adjusting the curriculum as I go. So if you do have a comment or a question or something, do ask it, and ask it not to me privately, ask it in a comment on one of these videos. Because if you have the question, someone else does too, right? And in terms of formal feedback, I'll get that at the end, just to but I'm still figuring this out just like you. I don't have a big plan or anything. I'm working a couple of days ahead, just probably like a regular teacher would be if they're teaching a new class. So thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and enjoy wherever you're at. It's a weird time. It's nice to connect with you all. All right, take care.